Now, this week, the Minister of Education was forced to review its second-term calendar following a wave of fires that swept through several schools in various parts of the country. The government, in a circular dated November 1st, 2021, directed that all schools break for midterm later this month, marking a departure from the earlier plan of keeping the learners in school until December 23rd, when the term is scheduled to end. Now, the circular made no mention of the unrest, but it left no doubt in any discerning mind that it was responding to the turmoil in schools. Indeed, the chair of the Kenya Secondary School Heads Association, Indimuli Ikahi, told Citizen TV that he was among the stakeholders who had petitioned the ministry to make provision for that midterm break to ease the tension in schools. Now, let me start by making it clear that I have no problem with any break given to students. In fact, as a parent, I am excited about the prospects of seeing my daughter again after a few weeks of being away. But I'm concerned about this whole saga because of the implicit message it sends across the board. You see, when students who are in their teenage come to a point where their reaction to whatever challenges they face in school is to take up a matchstick and set ablaze the nearest dormitory, it must alarm us. It must force us to ask fundamental questions about ourselves as a society, about our families, about our values. I've heard many analysts rationalize these acts of arson as an expression of how exhausted our children are. I've heard others blame the accelerated school calendar for the wave of madness. And that may well be, but it cannot be a point of consolation because, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real here. We all have problems, their varied nature notwithstanding. Some people have no idea where the next meal or money for rent will come from. And those are big problems. Others have lost a relationship with someone they love. That too is no small matter. Others may even be bereaved tonight. That's a tragedy. There may yet be a few who have difficulty in deciding which property to buy or which holiday destination is appropriate for their next vacation. That too has its place. And all these are challenges that can keep someone awake at night. But do we all go burning our houses or indeed any other property we find around because we have a problem, because we are frustrated? Come on. The unrest in schools cannot be explained by the academic calendar. After all, not every school has had a fire, and not every student is burning dormitories, yet they have exactly the same calendar, don't they? We have even had other fires in previous years, as we mentioned in this show, way before the COVID disruption. And so the explanation about the calendar is really a cheap and acceptable cop-out. It is wrong to ban schools for whatever reason, and that is what we must face. Yes, I maintain that the children should go for midterm break by all means, but it should be purely based on expert assessment of how a school calendar ought to run, and not as some knee-jerk reaction because a few badly behaved children are burning schools. Because think about it, if we send learners on a break so they don't burn schools, are we saying they can go and burn something else out there? I agree with CS Professor Magoha that the children who burn schools must be held to account and made to pay for the damages. But we must urgently interrogate where the rain started beating us. What kind of society do these children come from? What kind of villages? What kind of families? That is the elephant in the room, and no amount of scapegoating can erase that fact. Just today, there was a clip doing rounds on social media of a group of parents who had joined their children at a local secondary school to demand for the transfer of the principal. Complete with twigs and violent chants, the parents joined their children in the school, causing quite a scene. I know everyone has a right to protest and picket, but if parents can join their children in school chanting and swearing, baying for the blood of a teacher, what would stop such children from taking matters into their hands in dealing with their grievances? So we can analyze all we want, blame COVID and exams till the cows come home. But until we face the naked truth of this situation, the fires perhaps will continue. And that naked truth is that children who are burning schools are a reflection of us. We are a society where the line between right and wrong is increasingly thin. And so I hope that when the children get home to their parents and guardians later this month, the real conversation can finally begin at home. That is the only starting point, folks, and that is my angle tonight.